So as we know, Black Ops Cold War has officially been revealed in the trailer yesterday, but today, Call of Duty tweeted out this video, and what can I say other than, man, I am fully torqued.
You are fully torqued, bro.
So as you guys know, yesterday was the first big reveal for Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, which is the official title of Call of Duty 2020. And with that, the trailer kind of led us with more questions than we had answers. But since then, I've kind of combed through all of the information we have about this game and pieced together as much as I possibly could to bring you guys a video on it. Now, on top of this, today Call of Duty tweeted this short video that actually answered one of the biggest questions that I had yet. And today we're going to answer those questions, and at the end of the video we're also going to dive into a little update that Modern Warfare also got, just to keep you guys filled in on everything that's going on with Call of Duty. But first, what is that question that was answered with this small teaser? Here it is. So the teaser starts with a bunch of propaganda, images, posters, things along those signs, and then we get zoomed in on a particular character's face. A character wearing sunglasses. Don't worry, we'll dive into that in a second. And then you see another character's face who appears to be wearing an army helmet, and on top of that be covered in American propaganda. As it zooms out, we see the two characters' faces side by side, one of which on the left side wearing the sunglasses covered with Soviet propaganda. On the right, the soldier wearing American propaganda. Now, if you haven't already picked up on it, the character wearing the sunglasses is none other than Hudson. Now, Hudson was one of the main characters back in Black Ops 1, as he was the handler for Alex Mason. He is the one that tries to get the numbers out of Alex Mason's head. And as we can see in this image here, he is coming back, and this answers one of my biggest questions. And that question was, based off of the trailer that we saw yesterday, there was no information about any of the characters that were actually going to be in the game. Is this going to be just a Cold War game with new characters that is in the Black Ops universe? Or were Woods, Mason, and Hudson and the gang from those games going to be making a return? This image basically answers that question. Now, it does bring up another bigger question. Take a closer look at this image. On the left-hand side of the screen, you have all of the Russian propaganda with Hudson wearing a Russian hat. Now, taking a look back at Black Ops 1, Hudson is actually one of the few characters that I haven't done a full story on. And if you'd like me to do that before the next game comes out, before Black Ops Cold War comes out, just hit that like button, let me know down in the comments. It's something that I can definitely do. It's odd that I haven't made a video about him. But back in Black Ops 1, he was a head CIA agent. He had direct communication with the president. On top of that, he was the handler of Alex Mason. He was an incredibly important character on the American side of things. But in this image, he is wearing a Russian hat. He is covered in Russian propaganda. So it lends to the question, in this game, is he going to be working with the Russians? Or is he going to be undercover with the Russians, and that is going to be a main plot point? I don't have the answer to this, but it is definitely interesting. Now, as far as who this other character is on the right, I have no idea. I thought at first maybe it could be Mason, but I don't know. He looks American. He's wearing an army helmet. Other than that, that's all the information I have. Now, speaking of the plot points of Black Ops Cold War, we do have a little bit more information about this as well, taken from the main trailer. In this trailer, they talk about someone named Perseus. Now, the story of Perseus is actually taken out of the real world. Now, the weird part about this character is that even to this day, they don't know who Perseus is. He's a Russian spy who infiltrated the American government and military, and he apparently infiltrated it at the same time as the Manhattan Project. Now, even to this day, we don't know who this mystery person is, but it appears as though that is what the main game of Black Ops Cold War is going to be about. It appears as though this may be one or the main bad guy going into this game. And it's a super interesting story. Maybe I'll do a future video just talking about this because it is insane how deep this actually goes. But it appears as though this is absolutely going to be one of the main plot points in Black Ops Cold War. Now, at this point, this is pretty much all of the answers that we have. We have an idea of this Perseus character. We know Hudson is making a return. But as far as the capacity of Woods, Mason, and the other characters that we don't know. Are they going to be the main characters? Are they going to be side characters? We don't know. I'm sure we'll find out on the 26th. But until then, this is the main information that we actually know. And let me tell you, I am really looking forward to finding out more. And as soon as we do, I will bring you guys more information on that. Now, for the rest of the video, there was actually a new update added into Modern Warfare today that has a large effect on some big weapons in the game. So I thought we would cover that with the rest of the video. And what's interesting about this update is that it is going to change the meta in Warzone quite a large amount. The first thing that they did is fixed a bug that was recently found, and that is with the 12 gauge underbarrel shotgun on a couple of weapons. So the first thing they did is they clamped the close lethal damage, and they fixed the damage fall off for the FR556 underbarrel shotgun, aka the FAMAS underbarrel. This was a huge problem. The range on it was absolutely insane, 100% a glitch, and this is now fixed, so it's not insane anymore, and it's not even really usable anymore. So I wouldn't recommend running this one anymore. Speaking of not using a weapon anymore, the Bruin absolutely got obliterated. So first of all, they reduced the upper torso damage. On top of this, they increased the recoil. And then finally, with the 60 round mag, which was really what made it super viable in Warzone, they added an additional recoil increase. This went from the best weapon in Warzone by quite a bit to one of the worst. This is a huge nerf, and I will go as far as to say this may be the biggest nerf we have ever seen on a weapon, period. Like an insane amount. So now the best weapon in Warzone is up for the taking, and I'm curious, let me know down in the comments, what weapon do you think it'll be? Next up on the block is the ISO, and instead of getting a nerf, this one actually got a buff, but not a huge substantial buff. So first of all, we have reduced movement penalty with the drum magazine. This was necessary because you basically have to use the drum magazine on this weapon. If you don't, the mag is just way too small, especially in Warzone. And then on top of this, an increased based aim down sights move speed. So you don't aim down sights faster, but while you're aim down sights, you move faster. So they're trying to make this more viable in Warzone, clearly, by doing this. I still don't think it's nearly as good as the MP5 or, on top of that, the MP7. So it's not a top tier weapon, but this definitely does make it better. And then for the final weapon change, the 725 once again got a nerf for probably the 69th time. Nice. So with this one, we have a small increase to aim down sights time. That does not make it faster, it makes it slower. On top of this, a small decrease to movement speed. So in other words, you move slower. And then finally, reduced close lethal damage range. So a big nerf there as well. We'll probably see another 725 nerf a couple months down the road as they keep doing it. But for now, this is just a little addition to what we've already had. I still think it'll be a viable weapon with things other than the sawed-off barrel. It's just not going to be as good as it was before, but like I said, I think it'll still be viable. So out of all of these buffs and nerfs, the biggest news here is absolutely the Bruin. It didn't just get nerfed, it got murdered, and not just murdered, first-degree murder. This was premeditated, they planned on it, and holy crap, did they ever do a good job of it. So this gun probably went from the most used gun in Warzone to now I think you're very rarely going to see it, and I'm curious what's going to take its place. So personally, I think this is a great thing that they do this. It changes up the meta, freshens up the game a little bit, but I know some people don't like this. So let me know what you think of all of this on all of these changes down in the comments. But that pretty much summarizes everything we have to talk about today. The first biggest thing is, of course, Hudson making a return to Call of Duty Black Ops, and adding him as a character kind of points them towards the direction that we are going to be getting other characters, Woods, Mason, the entire crew, and I'm curious to see who actually returns there. On top of that, we talked a little bit about the story from Call of Duty Cold War as well, and then finished off with the weapon buffs and nerfs, and of course the Bruin getting absolutely brutally murdered. Now, I know this video is kind of a different format to what I normally do, where it's just one topic in a video. I kind of combined a couple of things going on in the Call of Duty community into one, and I'm curious what you guys think about this. Do you prefer this, or would you kind of prefer that I just talked about one thing, one topic? If you enjoy this kind of thing, be sure to hit that like button. I know it's a little bit different, but hopefully you guys were still able to enjoy it. But like I said, if you did enjoy, it is always appreciated if you do hit that like button. We have a ton of news coming over the next little while. On the 26th, we have the Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War reveal, and of course, we'll be covering that in depth. On top of that, all of the Modern Warfare news that constantly comes out. So if you haven't already subscribed, want to stay up to date on everything Call of Duty, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on. We are getting closer and closer to 1 million subs. And as always, let me know what you think of everything down in the comments. But I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, guys, peace out.
We are reaching for